name is Corey. I'm one of the hosts of Built from Scrubs podcast.
My name is Askir. I'm the second host on the Built from Scrubs podcast.
Tonight we are doing a very short and impromptu episode. We have got information this evening that a patient in Navi, Michigan has been found deceased outside a parking lot of a DaVita clinic in Navi, Michigan.
In the car.
This is very unfortunate. It is very sad, but it is something that we almost can see happening.
Right.
We are uncertain of the circumstances surrounding this incident, but we have definitely ran into our share of people who have passed out in vehicles outside of dialysis clinics.
Yes, but not only did this patient go missing, and the family called the unit to find out where this patient was at, there was also reports that a few other patients was taken to the hospital, with one being sent to the ICU from the same facility.
Yes.
So authorities are not sure if there's a connection between the patient passing away in the car and the few other patients that we don't know the number that was taken to the hospital, and one is in ICU.
These things happen far often than you think. A few months ago, I was in a city in North Carolina. One of our patients left the clinic, went outside to drive themselves home, and we thought everything was okay, everything was fine, there was no problems. And about 2 hours later, a family member called us and said, "Well, where is so-and-so? He didn't come home. Where is he at? Did he leave?" And we thought, okay, well, he was discharged about an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago, so we thought he was home. Seconds later, one of the patients from the second shift had came in, and she was hysterical. And she let us know that a patient was in their car, passed out.
Wow.
And of course, that is the patient that they had called about.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, we were able to go outside, and of course, these are things sometimes you don't really want to do, but we had to take needles, take saline while he was in his vehicle, give him some saline, boost the blood pressure, but this gentleman had passed completely out. And there are times I've thought to myself, what would have happened if that patient that saw him did not see him when they did? Right. What would have happened?
But I think in a situation like that, you guys did the right thing, but
yes.
I think we have to be careful, because a lot of these dialysis companies, once a patient leaves that building,
they want you to leave.
They don't want you to put hands on that patient, because that patient becomes your responsibility.
Yes.
You're under the license of that particular facility, so they would prefer for you to call 911.
They would, of course, they would prefer you to call 911. And I think that is perfect. It makes legal sense. But once you get into the details of it,
right,
they are going to ask for all the information that happened before he left.
Right.
They're going to ask you, hey, what was the blood pressure? They are not going to care what happened inside that unit, because he was outside when they found him. Right. They are not going to care about that. And I think sometimes we feel like we're covered for certain things, but the law and legal matters are always so much stricter than what we think.
Because what was that patient's status prior to them walking outside?
Right. Was there standing blood pressure? Did you even take a standing blood pressure? You know, what was, did anything happen in between during the treatment?
What happened?
They are going to find anything within that patient's record that could point to us being responsible for that patient being found passed out in the vehicle. So all they say, oh, don't do nothing, call 911. Guess what, ma'am, sir? They're going to look in that patient's chart to see what happened while they were in the clinic. And if your name is, and if your name is in it, your name is on it, guess what? They don't care. I'm so sorry. You will be going to court. I don't care if they found him 2 miles down the street at a club. Guess what? They're going to say, hey, what did y'all do an hour and a half ago? What happened? You are not exempt, because they found them somewhere else outside of the clinic.
But I think
don't fall for that.
Also, as far as this situation, what needs to be focused on is what caused those other patients to be taken to the hospital.
Right. What
all
was it?
from one facility,
Yes.
right? I remember years ago, I moved to Maryland back in 2001. I moved to Baltimore, Maryland. And at that time, DaVita was just really becoming popular, right?
Yes.
That was Gambro Healthcare. There was a particular hospital in Baltimore that was getting supplies from Gambro Healthcare. This happened prior to me coming to Maryland.
Right.
So I came in Maryland in 2001. This happened in 1998.
Okay.
So if anybody is familiar with Gambro Healthcare and the C3 machine, it's the
I don't know about the C3
Cold 3 machine. Their machine came with a small cartridge, right? You open up the door of the machine, you place the cartridge in, all your lines and everything is already connected to the cartridge. You're just pulling things up, whatever. They gave this particular hospital expired cartridges.
Oh, that's horrible.
What caused multiple patients to have hemolysis and pyrogenic reactions to that particular system.
Right.
And if I can, I'll put it on our YouTube page, find a clip of the dialysis staff, news out there, dialysis staff coming out, faces covered up because they don't want to be seen on cameras.
Yes, I would be covering my face too.
And that was a big investigation because they were trying to figure out, was this the fault of Gambro or the fault of the hospital?
And so you're just to kind of circle back. You said they were expired cartridges.
Expired cartridges. So the cartridges were basically the lines.
Right.
You had your arterial line, your venous line, your saline line, all on this one cartridge.
Okay.
And when you think about how these companies buy their dialysis supplies, they buy it in bulk. And you and I both know there are many times when management come and say, hey, let's go through this stuff to see what's expired.
Expired. There you go. Expired, people. Expired.
So
yes.
If nobody checked to see if these things were expired, yes, it could be the fault of the actual company that sold them the supplies, but when did they purchase the supplies? How long did they have that supply sitting there?
And ultimately, no matter what the expiration date is, it could be 2002. It is up for the professionals, the technicians, the nurses, people in staff, to check and see what is this expiration date.
Yes.
You know,
you're supposed to.
You're supposed to
check the package.
There was a incident where I was actually reading the label, and there was an expiration date and a manufacture date. So you have to be very careful which is which.
Yes.
Manufacture date might be a whole lot closer to what we think the expiration might be. So we'll check those numbers because they're going to look at every single thing that could have gone wrong that we take for granted that sometimes we don't pay attention to. We're just going about our day. We're setting machines up. We're busy. We're rushing. We're behind. We have chaos and confusion going on, and we're just moving. So important that you check the expiration date on our equipment.
I remember working at a unit in New York City and monthly labs.
Yes.
And the pre and post BUNs for the whole entire unit was crazy.
So explain to them really quick, if people who don't know, post BUN, what that indicates for patients.
So we draw two labs. We draw more than two labs, but two labs. One lab is the pre-BUN, which you draw before you put the patient on the machine. That lab is going to tell you how much toxins is in that patient's system, patient is uremic, and all of those things.
Right.
We do the post-BUN after the dialysis to see how well dialysis is working for that patient.
Right, yes.
So the post-BUN will say, hey, this patient blood was cleaned out.
Right.
So when you draw labs and your pre-BUN and your post-BUN values are very close, something went wrong somewhere.
Right. Something you need to investigate.
Yes. This particular time, it was the entire unit. Nobody's K2V was good. Nothing. Everything was crazy.
Right.
Let's investigate, find out what's going on. Come to find out, all of the serum separator tubes was expired.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that we were using
Yeah.
was expired. So, you know, when stuff like that happens, there has to be a corrective action. There has to be a new plan put in place.
Right.
So, you know, it was given to the charge nurses, the receptionists, hey, go through all these labs, and the ones that's expiring first, put them in the front with an expiration date written on something.
Right.
Stating that, hey, use these ones first because they expiring first.
Right.
And that's how we was able to prevent that same situation from happening before.
Right.
But again, that comes from nobody really doing what they're supposed to do. Everybody rushing.
Yeah.
You know, you have to, needles, expiration date. Everything has an expiration date.
And we have to kind of go back to what we used to do years ago. And it was an acronym of F, first in, first out. First in, first out. You know, what is the product that came in first? It needs first out. So we used to do this thing, I think it was a FIFO, first in, first out. And that was how we made sure that whatever was expired, that was going to be, if it was due to be expired, it was going to go out first. And we weren't left with expired equipment, utensils, supplies. Because if you have something that is expired, we don't know what that could have caused.
Yep.
All they need to say is, look, you used expired this, that, and the third. The person died.
Guess what?
There is nothing that can say that what caused by that.
Imagine your family member going to dialysis, just as healthy as they can be. And all of a sudden, you get a call that they done coded, they done passed away, they're in ICU because of hemolysis or a pyrogenic reaction. And you as a family was trying to figure out what the hell happened.
Right.
They were fine when they left.
Yes.
And then the investigation happened and you found out that they was on something expired.
And if you've ever watched any court case or any show, SUV, whatever the show you watch, the law or legal authorities can find absolutely anything. Yeah. And I understand sometimes we have great intentions. We really want to do what's best by the patients. So you really want to do what is great, we think, for them. But sometimes any small step we miss, expiration date, oh my God, is so important.
And the thing of it is, even like if somebody just cold on dialysis, it happens.
Yes.
Right? Rule number 1, do not throw that dialyzer.
You can't throw anything
in the
away.
Trash. Yes. Because trust me, the family want to sue, that dialyzer will appear in court.
The lines, the dialyzer, everything, saline lines, they want to know what could have caused it. And if they find anything, even just 1 day expiration, guess what?
The fault is yours.
It's the fault. It's our fault.
Patient could have had a bad heart, could have had congestive heart failure.
Could have had a potassium of 8.9.
Oh my God. Ejection fraction rate of 5.
2.
But guess what? You use that expired
dialyzer. Everything is out the window. And we don't know if that could have been the problem or not.
Right.
So please check your expiration dates. Yes. And this is not a show just to scare people. This is a show that these things are happening. It's happened in Detroit. It's not Detroit, excuse me. It's happened in Navi, Michigan, excuse me. And it's happened for 4 other patients. So we don't know what the cause is, but we want to let people know that everything is everything.
Yes, everything is
Pay attention to all of it. These are things that are very simple, but we have to pay attention to.
But it's like when you go into the grocery store and you buy milk. The first thing you look for is the expiration date.
Exactly, yeah. Or eggs.
Yes. Yeah. So why not do it when you're dealing with somebody's life? Check those expiration dates.
Yeah.
You know, I'm hoping that, you know, that's not the case, that whatever happened at this DaVita facility, that, you know, the patient's getting sick has nothing really to do with that facility. Because I hate to see dialysis companies or dialysis facilities close down, because now you have all of these patients that doesn't have a clinic to go to.
Yes, right? and they are closed down at this moment.
At this moment. So now you have people have to maybe travel further away.
Yes, their times are different.
Times are different. May start having transportation issues.
Yes, yeah.
So, you know, everything that happens in dialysis has a trickle effect.
Yes, yeah.
on the patient's life.
Right. You know, and as you said, transportation, if they're now 25 miles away, how are they going to get there? How are they getting back home? Who's taking them
Who's
home?
paying for it?
What time are they going to go? Are they going at night, at the evening? What is happening?
Yes.
You know, so these things are so important that we have to focus on, even though it seems simplistic. I would even offer that there be some type of, when we set machines up, a notification saying, look, what's the expiration date?
Yeah.
Can we put that somewhere in those factors that we check? Hey, but we know the lot number. What's the expiration date? Or maybe the lot number will show us what the expiration date is. But something has got to gear our eyes to expiration dates.
Yes.
And again, we don't want to say that was the issue, but we're saying, hey, there are so many things that could have been incorporated. Yes. And these are very simple things that we can do from a nurse technician perspective to say, hey, look, we're protecting our patients.
Yep.
Not only checking expiration dates, you know, with all other checks we have to do. Check for bleach in the morning.
Yep. But that's the thing, even
yes.
for these companies, like when you go into their EMS system, and like you said, you have all of these boxes you need to check. Maybe these companies need to look into adding expiration dates for the dialyzers and the lines on these EMS systems.
Yeah, and make sure you're doing all the checks. I think a lot of times, because sometimes we've been doing dialysis for so long, we've never seen a positive test for chloramines or a positive test for different things. And when we do see them, what's that? We don't know. You know, so make sure we know what to do as next steps.
I've never seen a positive, well, I have.
Yes.
I've seen, so years ago, dialysis was very crazy. This is when we used to do reuse. Right?
Yes.
Reuse,
yeah. Okay.
You needed 2 signatures to start a treatment.
Yes, you did.
You needed yours stating that you checked that strip to make sure the bleach was clear.
Right.
And before you connect that patient, you got your team member to come, and they also verified that that bleach was clear, and they signed their name.
And that was also a part of the patient information as well.
Right.
Is this John Smith?
Right.
Is this John Doe? Is their birth date correct? Yes.
Birth date, name, how many uses for the dialyzer.
Right. Yeah.
So things were so crazy at the clinic that I worked at that we all had a trust system. So you being a nurse, me being a technician, we worked in the same area. We had each other's passwords. Don't ever do that.
Leave that
This was a lesson learned for me.
And where were you at when this happened?
Philadelphia.
Okay, so we were in North Carolina and we did the same as well.
So technician put patient on the machine. All I heard was a big I turned around. The patient was as red as a fire truck. I first they come, don't rinse the patient back. Take the patient on, get the nurse out, get the crash cart. All of these things are going on right now.
Right.
Not being able to give this patient her blood back. Somebody grabbing the crash cart. Somebody calling 911. All of these things is going on.
Right.
So thank God patient was okay. Patient survived. So here comes the investigation.
Right. Okay.
Investigation come. The person who patient it was, they call them in the office and they're asking whatever questions they asked that technician.
Okay.
Technician said, oh, it was verified. Ski verified it. Okay, whatever. I don't know what the conversation was.
Right.
I get called in the office. Manager asking me what happened. And I looked the manager right in the face. I said, listen, God's honest truth. We are short-staffed.
Right.
We are running around. I said, I know all of the nurses' passwords. I know all of the technicians' passwords, and they know mine. I didn't verify it, but that technician had my password.
Yes.
The manager looked at me and said, thank you for telling me the truth.
Yeah.
That other person got fired because they knew they were lying.
Right.
And from me just telling the truth about the situation was allowed me to keep my job.
Of course.
This was before there was certification need to be going on for technicians and all that. This may have happened in 2000, 2001.
Yeah.
Big meeting. Nobody was able to share passwords anymore.
Yeah. And you were with a certain company.
I was at the time under Gambro Healthcare.
Okay. All right.
This was right before DaVita Healthcare was taken over.
Yeah.
I didn't get wrote up, but
you should have.
I should have. Mm-hmm. But I think my manager just appreciated somebody coming in here and not lying about what happened.
Yes, yeah. And to take it a step further, I worked in reuse when we had reuse at a certain company. Mm-hmm. And there were times when I found myself making mistakes. We might have had 2 patients with the same name.
Oh, yes.
And of course, that does happen. There are so many common names. I would slap that label on that dialyzer and thought, oh, but that's so-and-so. You know, that's John Doe. There's 2 John Does here, but I figured I knew which was which. Going on. And so there were times those mistakes were made.
When y'all did reuse, what did y'all use?
For the cleaning?
The cleaning.
Ritalin.
So.
And then make your hands turn all the way white.
So. When I say back then, we were very careless with dialysis.
We were.
Right? Priming machines with no gloves, knowing that they were just clean with Ritalin.
Yes.
Right? And one day, panning on mine, priming the machine, took the cap off to check for bleach. Mm-hmm. And solution fell on my hand.
Yeah.
Till this day, this mark right here is from Ritalin.
It burns.
And this happened in like 2000, maybe.
It burns.
It left a mark on my hand all these years.
It is. I want to say it's almost the equivalent of formaldehyde, the stuff they use to embalm.
But you know, some dialysis units used to use formaldehyde.
Oh yeah.
To do reuse, they used to.
And those chemicals are so strong that we used to have to wear masks.
Yes.
Because it would get in your lungs and cause all kind of respiratory inflammation. Mm-hmm. So reuse is no joke. I'm so glad we're not doing that anymore. So glad. Please thank God for those dialyzers that are non-reuse.
Non-reuse.
Because reuse was disgusting.
Yes.
We're getting off topic, but I've seen dialyzers so caked with cholesterol.
Fibers,
oh my goodness, that's awful. So
23, 25 uses.
Yes. So thank God that we're not using that anymore.
The dry pack came into play.
Yes, and it was a real problem of cross-contamination as well. Because once that patient gets on that dialyzer, guess what? Whatever that patient had before, that patient is on it now exposed to. So we are very grateful for that change. I think that was probably one of the greatest changes that dialysis companies made.
Yeah.
But get back on topic, you know, we want to make sure that everything you do at a clinic, everything you do, whether it's small, big, whatever, it is important. Yes. Very important. Water checks are important. Checking your machines for bleach. Yes. Those are important.
I think everything you do in dialysis, you have to take into consideration that one, somebody's life, somebody's parents' life, somebody's child life, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, best friend's life is in your hands, right? Mm-hmm. For those couple of hours, from the time you start setting up that machine to the time that person get off of that machine, you basically have full control over that person's life.
Yeah.
One mistake and you killed that person.
Yeah.
So
your job is so important.
Yes.
Your job is so important. And one of the things that really has always bothered me is sometimes you have nonchalant attitudes from people.
Oh, it's terrible.
You know, you're supposed to be in your section, in your bay as they call it, and you're over in the other bay talking to your best friend about something that happened 2 weeks ago, has nothing to do with your patient today.
No.
And when someone says, hey, look, get in your bay, it's a problem.
Yep, always.
It's always a problem. It's a problem. You know, even as nurses, we have a responsibility to look after our patients in our sections.
Yes.
I need to be available to my technicians, to my patients. I can't be in the director's office. I can't be over in the secretary's office talking about what happened last night, what I saw on Netflix, what show was on, what happened, what series are you on. My job is to take care of my patients and be available. So we've got to be in place.
I think people fail to realize that, yes, your patient can be very, very stable.
Yes.
Just sitting there having a conversation, laughing with the person next to them. You walk away and your patient put their feet down on the ground.
Yes.
And now you have a whole big situation.
Blood
and
pressure
now
drops.
The staff is looking for you.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at?
Yeah.
Why weren't you watching this person?
Mm-hmm.
So now you have now you have an issue.
Right. And another thing, let's talk about, and I think we're going to get about 20 points for this. If you have to walk off the floor from your section,
Tell somebody.
tell someone. Tell somebody. Because what happens is...
Look at your neighbor.
Let's
Say,
say,
tell somebody.
Tell somebody.
Yes.
You going to the bathroom.
Yes.
You're going to your car. You've lost your keys, your cell phones in your car. Tell somebody. I'm going to my car.
Yes.
Watch my patients. There have been so many times I have turned around and I see a section that's unmanned. Nobody's there. I'm thinking, where's the technician? Where's the nurse? What's going on? No one knows where you are.
That was a unit that I worked at here in Raleigh. And the way the unit was set up, you had this side. Nurses station would be where we're sitting at.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the middle, they had another nurses station.
Yes.
And you would turn around to look for your tech. And they are sitting at the middle nurses station.
Mm-hmm. Away from the patient.
Nobody's watching the patient.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, you as the nurse, sometimes your head is down because
you're documenting.
You're doing your notes. You got 20 patients that you have to do assessments on.
Yeah.
You have 20 patients that you got to go look for labs to see if, I have to give Mercera today based on the hemoglobin levels and all that stuff. So while you're doing all that, your technicians are not here.
Mm-hmm. Or you might be rounding with the physician.
With the physician.
Yeah.
And your technicians are sitting there playing on the phone, laughing,
head down,
and not nobody paying attention to the patient.
Yeah. It's so important. And what makes me upset is that sometimes you'll have these situations happen where no one's paying attention, and all of a sudden someone has passed out. It's a cold. And they look at you like, what am I supposed to do? What am I doing? Come on.
Yeah.
If you're going to be so nonchalant, at least know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
At least you know what to do.
What to do.
And there's no excuse for leaving your patients unattended. There's no excuse. There's no
especially in
conversation.
dialysis.
Yes, there's no conversation that is so great and so important that you have to leave your patients for it.
Was you at work that day in Harlem when, no, you wasn't there. We had a technician that was friends with the patient, which is fine. They met at the unit.
Okay. Yeah.
They became friends at the unit. Technician gives the patient chewing gum. Patient feet up and she chew.
She had a water gum in her mouth.
Chewing away. And put her feet down. I was a technician at this time. The lady put her feet down. And I just happened to turn around. And the lady was blueberry blue.
Ooh. She was crunchberry blue.
Blueberry, crunchberry, raspberry. Put her feet down, blood pressure dropped, choked on the gum.
Oh my God, yeah.
So now we got this lady on the floor. She's a bigger woman, trying to do the Heimlich. Somebody does a finger sweep, which you're not supposed to do, but the gum came out. But then we have another situation because now she's gone. Just as blue. Lady comes back. The technician takes a picture of the patient and put it on Facebook.
Oh, that's nice.
And nobody knew who did it. And they investigated, and I got so scared. I'm like, I know I didn't do this, but for some reason I feel like I'm being targeted right now. I went and blocked every manager. deleted everybody that I worked with off of my Facebook, although I ain't had no patients on my Facebook. And then come to find out, the technician said that she did it and put it on Facebook because that was the only way she can get in touch with this person's family.
Oh, God.
But the lady is laid out on the floor.
This is one of the worst times I've ever heard, I think.
Giving care because you gave her gum. And you take a picture and put it on Facebook.
If a patient ever asks me for candy, I don't have it.
No.
I don't have nothing for you. No, I don't. I don't have any. Nothing. Lifesavers, I don't have nothing.
So that probably is the only candy that's safe. Is a lifesaver because it has the hole.
I don't want to give you that either.
No, but because it has the hole in it. If a lifesaver get dislodged, right, and it causes the patient to choke, the air can still come through the little hole that's in the lifesaver. I learned that when I was a lifeguard.
Well, let me just say something that's going to be inappropriate. Everything with a hole is not good to be put in your mouth. Put that in your book, okay? If it's got a hole in it, you still don't have to put it in your mouth.
I guess every hole is not a go.
It's not. So lifesavers is a no. Choose a different choice. No lifesavers.
We went from talking about death to the Players Club.
Well, I mean, we trying to save folks' life. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Jesus.
But yeah, no lifesavers, no candy, please. None of those things. Anything that might say, oh, I choked on this, I choked on that, I choked on a Jolly Rancher. No.
Because it's gonna come back on you.
Come back on.
Everything comes back to the staff.
The staff.
Everything.
You are the first line of defense, and we've said this a few episodes ago. You are the first line of defense for our patients.
Yep.
And if you're walking around and you're giving out lifesavers, you're giving out Jolly Ranchers, you're giving out candies because they seen you with one, they're giving out bubblegum. No, you don't have it. It's not for them.
I think what people fail to realize that anything you eat can take you out.
Yes.
I just saw a video of an old lady choking on a popcorn kernel.
Well,
lady almost died playing bingo because she was eating popcorn.
Yeah. That
can happen anywhere, especially in dialysis.
Yes. Yeah.
All it takes for that blood pressure to drop and they chew.
You know, so once again, one of my things I've been learning to say is everything is everything.
Yes.
It's because it's so small, because it's not as big as one thing. It's everything is everything. And if you ever find yourself on the other end of a lawsuit, I'm gonna let you know that every small detail is important.
Is important.
Is important. And this is a show I want people to pay attention to it, probably the most. Pay attention to every single thing.
One thing about dialysis patients, they love to say, I got a lawyer.
Oh, they'll sue you.
And they love to sue.
Oh, yeah.
Every dialysis patient I met got a lawyer on speed dial. And you trying to figure out, well, how you got a lawyer and I don't? But they got lawyers on speed dial.
And can find one.
Yes. And a lawyer ready.
And all you need is just a little bit. Just a little bit of something.
That's it.
That's all you need. It's just something little. Documentation, people. If it's not documented, it's not done. That's one of the first things you learn in nursing school. If it's not documented, it's not done. If you had a patient with a blood pressure of 85/42 at 10:30, and at 10:45 it is 72/18, you better have documented something you did in between.
Yep.
Documentation. I hate to think that this person that had passed away, God rest their soul, that they might have had a standing blood pressure that was low. Or even an episode during their treatment that was not corrected. There was blood pressure that was not corrected. Or there was no documentation of an intervention that was given. Saline, oxygen. Because guess what? They'll dig that up.
Yes. Now, when it comes to documentation, this show is not supposed to have been this long, but when it comes to documentation, one of my biggest pet peeves, and I'm not trying to attack anybody. I don't want anybody to feel attacked.
Right.
But technicians, you have to document, and when you document, before you document, RN was
notified.
informed.
Jesus help me.
Please tell your nurse
that you did it.
Because what happens is that you say, I told the nurse. 9 times out of 10, if you told the nurse a patient blood pressure dropped, that nurse is going to go to that patient.
Unless she's a SAR or he's a SAR nurse. Okay.
Now, if that nurse didn't go to that patient, all that nurse got to say is that I wasn't informed of nothing.
Yep.
And they're going to take the nurse's word over yours.
Yes.
So please tell your nurse what happened, document your findings, then put RN informed. And once you put that, that falls on the nurse.
And if you have notified the nurse and you put in the chart, nurse informed, and they have done nothing, on your next line, put that down.
Yes. I informed nurse.
I informed nurse. No intervention noted.
Yep.
Nothing. You have to protect yourself. There are certain instances where I have seen where technicians have documented the hell out of a situation, and nurses have done absolutely nothing. So you're licensed per se. You don't have a license, but you're going to protect yourself by saying, hey, I told the nurse.
They do have license.
Well, yeah, you do. But you say, hey, look, nurse notified, no intervention noted.
Yep.
No intervention given. Protect yourself, and if you got to put that nurse in the grave for what she did not do, so be it.
And nurses, protect your license.
Protect your license.
You went through hell and hot water.
Yes, you
to
did.
get that nursing license.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
You may have failed your board 3 and 4 times.
Yes, you did.
Before you got it.
Yes, you did.
But protect your license at all costs. Because at the end of the day, when they say it's time to go to court, your license is on the line. They can report you to the board of nursing, and you can lose something that you have worked so hard to get.
And you will be in the Burger King drive-thru taking orders. Taking orders. And if you're high class, you might be at Chick-fil-A.
Taking orders.
But you will be taking orders somewhere.
Probably try to wear your scrub.
So please protect your license. One thing I used to do is I used to walk up and down the aisles of my 2 sections, and I would take a look at my blood pressures. And I would actually document 1 or 2 of the vital signs, the 30 minutes, 50 minutes.
But they see that you have done something.
Document something that you have actually visualized your patient, the blood pressure, if it's trending down, if it's trending up. Do documentation. Don't depend on your technicians to do all your documentation. Do something.
See, for me, what I used to do, whatever area I was in, I would go from machine to machine and just double check behind the technician's work. Because what happens is that if the state come in there, the doctor coming in, you have some doctors that'll go check those machines. And you'll say, why is this patient taking off so much?
Yeah.
Or why are they taking off so little? And the technician will weigh the patient. The patient got on 5 coats, Timberland boots, 3 pairs of jeans. And that's the weight they put. And then also, they'll have the wall set on 2K, but the machine says 3K.
Yes.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
So, and that will fall on the nurse because technically the nurse is supposed to go
for
and check behind.
It is.
So, go and do it.
Yes. And again, take that walk down each aisle. You might have set the goal for 2.5. Maybe the technician misunderstood and said, oh, 1.5. That's what I heard, 1.5. Walk down the aisle. Check what's going on. At the end of the day, this is on you. You've got to make sure that you've done everything. One thing I've always felt very remorseful is when my patients go to a scale and I realize they did not take off enough.
But what about those times when Patient get on the machine, this gonna fall on a technician. Technician's running their mouth, gossiping, and the patient don't need to take off one.
Yeah.
And they leave it at that preset 3,000.
The default. The default. Oh my God, yeah.
And now, patient crashing out. There's nothing you can really do.
There's nothing you can do. And when they pull that flow sheet, they're going to look at that first line of that treatment sheet, and they're going to see that UF rate per hour is 967. And they're going to know immediately that that person was left at that default rate of 3,000. And as a nurse, you did nothing. Even upon your assessment, your face-to-face with that patient in that chair, you did nothing.
Nothing. You know what? Yeah. Something you just said is very important. That when I was talking about somebody having a bath on the wall 2K, but the machine is set to 3K.
Yeah.
Right? When you hit start, and that first start transcribed to that flow sheet, you can say, oh, my patient was on a 2K bath at the wall. That's not what's going to register. What's going to register is what's on that machine.
Exactly right.
So when they go do audits and they say, hey, why was this patient on 3K this day?
Yeah.
There's nothing anybody can say.
Or do that there was a 3K on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So make sure that whatever plugged into that wall matches that machine.
Yes. And so, which is interesting because I've been using a different type of machine where the hospital I work now. And when you start off at a certain bath, it stays that way until you decide to change it. So you might set that person up and be in the morning with a 3K, but if you don't put that correct bath in the system, it's going to think, oh, that's what they on.
They still on a 3K.
They're still on.
Oh, wow.
You know, so all of these things make sense, and they're protecting you if you do them. It might be a little more extra steps, but guess what? It's going to protect your license. And as he said earlier, you work really hard for that license. That license is probably what pays your bills, keeps your kids in college. So many things it does for you.
That
you
license,
can't afford to lose that.
That license gets you respect.
Well, yeah. If that's your thing, respect. That's your thing.
Gets you respect.
Get it. You know? So everything is everything. So pay attention to just every little thing. And one more tidbit of information is a lawsuit doesn't care that you were understaffed.
No.
They don't care. They don't care if you had 2 nurses and 18,000 patients in one room. You've accepted the responsibility.
No.
There's nothing documented that said you protested or you said I'm not doing it. You accepted it. So no matter what happens, no one cares that unit is understaffed. They don't care. As a nurse, you have an obligation to say, I accept this or I'm not going to do it. Once you accept that particular assignment for the day, it's on you. So if you accept a ratio of 1 to 22 and you can't keep up with any of them and someone goes out, guess what? Don't call your manager and say I was understaffed.
And listen,
do not call DaVita, don't call Fresenius, don't call any of them and say I was understaffed, because guess what? At the end of the day, you accepted that assignment.
Listen, there have been times, sometimes, not a lot, when I would go to work and that second nurse would say, I'm running late. How late you running? Oh, maybe an hour and a half. Okay, so for the next hour and a half, I'm supposed to have 12 patients to one nurse. That's all getting on the machine right now. It's 12 patients.
That's it.
Nobody else.
That is it. And nurses, if you ever feel there's a situation that's unsafe and you feel like I can only do 8 patients.
That's it.
My capacity is 1 to 8. I can't do 1 to 10. You tell your staff, that's all I'm going to do. Put it in the email. Put it somewhere in writing. I'm only going to allow 1 to 8 patients, 1 nurse to 8 patients. That's all I'm going to do.
Yep.
If you want to come in as the manager, as the medical director, and you want to help me, perfectly fine. But that's all I'm letting in. 1 to 8. And guess what? I'm going to tell you right now, if you do that, you're covered.
You're covered. And send an email. And when you see your email, send it to your charge nurse, your nurse manager, your director of nursing, your regional director. If you need to send it to the president of the company, send it to the president of the company.
CC everybody.
Everybody.
CC everybody.
Because there has been many a times when I have CC'd Bill Val. As
you should, and he's gone now, but yeah.
I have CC'd him many times.
Yes.
Because hey, if y'all gonna take it, it's because y'all see him CC'd in this email. And he was very nice. I met him when we was in Rochester.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, very nice. A very good man.
I met his niece or his niece?
Yes, yeah. You know, so those type things, and sometimes presidents and those people in corporations don't even know those things are going on. They feel like everything is going well. There's no objections. Everybody's okay. Rock the boat. You have to rock the boat.
Listen, you know when I didn't get my paycheck at that hospital?
Yeah.
And I CC the president, the vice president, the CNO, it was everybody got CC.
Everybody got it. Everybody got it.
And guess what? That check came.
Right. So if there's a situation where you feel like I'm overwhelmed, I can't do one nurse and 12 patients. Hey, I'm stopping right now. I'm taking 8 patients. You want to come and help me? Fine. After 8, come help me. But after that, as a nurse, I'm saying absolutely not.
Until another nurse comes in.
Another nurse comes in.
That's it.
And a big problem sometimes that we all have, I think, not we all have, is that we feel like we've got to do it. We feel like we got to prove ourselves. I can take care of 16 patients by myself. Absolutely not. You're not proving anything to anybody.
And guess what? If that situation happened and you go in that lobby and you explain to the patients the situation, they will not be upset with you.
Yes. Say, this is for your safety.
They will cuss everybody out, but you will be able to walk in that path of safety.
And you will not have to sit around and wonder if something happens, am I going to lose my license? That's a horrible feeling. Yep. You've spent 2 years at most for your nursing license. If you got a BSN, 4. If you got a DNP, maybe 6. You spent years of your life for a license, not to let your pride or your ego destroy that. If it's unsafe, it's unsafe. And again, we don't know what happened in Michigan. We have no idea.
No idea.
We have no idea what happened in documentation. We don't know idea what the patient's status was. If they had a standing blood pressure, if they was under the dry weight, over dry weight, we have no clue.
Idea.
But I promise you, someone is going to take this case to a very brilliant lawyer. And they're going to find something.
Yep. No
matter how minor it might be.
They're going to find it.
And they're going to exploit it. And you will find yourself in the middle of the most craziest lawsuit you've ever been in your life.
This episode would to be continued because we're going to follow this.
Yes.
And keep you guys updated with this.
Yes. And this episode was not even something on our schedule. We just got off work a little while ago, but we thought to ourselves, hey, this is important. Let's bring it to people's attention. It's very important.
It's very informative.
Yes, very informative. Protect yourself. Protect your patients. Protect your license. You know, we don't know what's going to come out of this situation. All we know at this point is there is...
I know a lawsuit coming up.
Of course. Oh, yeah, about at least 5. At least 5. And I'm telling you right now, if I was a lawyer and I worked for someone, I would be all on it. I would be on it. I'd be greased up. And I'll be ready to go.
Listen, lawyers,
that is money.
If y'all need a nurse to comb through some stuff.
Oh my God, are we doing that?
I sure am.
Okay.
Legal nurse aid.
We'll do it. We will do it. Now, I mean, we don't object to money. But this is not about that. This is about you protecting yourself, protecting your license, and at most protecting your patients.
Those are the most important people.
Make sure you take care of your patients. It's that lady or that gentleman who passed away out in Michigan, the family is not going to get them back.
No.
You know, no amount of conversation or dialogue or lawsuits or anything that might come after this that's going to bring that person back.
No.
But there was probably, and I'm going to say there might have been something within that clinic that might have been done.
Let's say allegedly.
Allegedly, that could have been done to de-escalate this issue.
Right.
But we don't know that. No. We can't say that. But at most, we want to.
And then again, I want to go ahead and close this out. But also at the same time, there could have been nothing that the clinic have done.
Exactly.
It could have been just that person's time.
That's your time. Yeah. That person might have had some cardiac issues. That person might have had issues that were beyond their control. That person might have had cancer. That person might have had metastasis. So who knows what?
But even not with all of those. It could have been just natural causes.
Natural causes.
Person just time to go.
Yes, your time to go. But at most, to just put it out there, inform people, no matter what it is, natural causes, something beyond the control of the clinic. Documentation. Good care. That is going to keep that clinic in the clear. And no matter what we say tonight or what the news says tonight, there is a cloud over that clinic.
Yeah.
It's a cloud. But the only way they come out that cloud is with good care, good documentation.
Yeah.
So that was the purpose of this show tonight. It was impromptu. We are probably not as more organized as we usually are, but we felt like this was a perfect time to have this conversation. If family are watching, if staff are watching, pay attention. Yeah. Pay attention to everything.
Send out prayers and condolences to the family members who have lost their family member. And also, I hope that whatever the outcome of this situation is, that facility can open back up.
Yes.
Because a lot of lives is affected by that. You close a facility, again, you have to move patients. People who work are not working possibly.
Yeah.
Right? They're not going to overstaff a clinic. So some people may be out of work right now.
Yeah. And they are at almost because of the situation like this. If that were your home clinic, you might, I said earlier, you might be 20 miles outside. They might not be able to give you a 5 a.m. shift. They might be able to offer you a 9 p.m. shift or 6 p.m. shift. You don't know what they're able to offer you because at that point, you're at the kind of the end of the totem pole.
And if this place is not an inner city, you don't know how many miles it is to the next.
We have no idea.
Dialysis facility.
Everything in Michigan is not it might be something. I've never been to Detroit or never been to Michigan, but I have been to Battleground, Michigan. Right. And that is a little bit farther out from the city.
I'm thinking Navi is probably like that.
It sounds like it might be. It doesn't sound like
nothing you've ever heard of.
So, we don't know what their situation is. So these things impact a lot of people, a lot of families. And I'm sure right now there's a lot of chaos and confusion and people trying to get where they need to go and schedules have been changed. You don't know when the clinic might be reopened, So yes, prayers are out to these patients and to the staff and to people, everybody involved in this. And this is something very important. And we hope that you are able to take something from this show today. It might seem a little chaotic, a little bit, wild, but take something from it and realize that everything you do is important. Everything that happens in the clinic is important. Documentation is important. And we want to make sure we have the best outcomes for our patients at the end of the day. Yes. And also that the staff is doing what they're supposed to do as well.
Yes. So again, thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you for watching.
And we hope you like the content that you see and hope that you subscribe to our channels, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at Bill from Scrubs Podcast.
Yes, and if anything, we hope you like and you share, but if anything, we want you to take this information and apply it to yourselves, to your family, to your friends, and get this out because at the end of the day, we want everybody to have the most positive outcomes for their health and for their life as possible.
Also, don't forget we have Tell It Tuesdays.
Tell It Tuesdays, yes, right.
And submit your stories, whether you're a family member, patient, or staff member, about something that has happened at your facility or at a hospital that you would like talked about. You can email it to us at billfromscrubspodcast@gmail.com, and we will talk about it on our show.
And we like to be entertained. So it does not have to be serious. If anything, we want to have something that have fun about, laugh, share the story. You have enough going on in your daily life. Enough. Find something funny, something that might be entertaining for people, and share that with us. And we want to have a laugh, and we want to talk to you about the situation as well. And we want to put a smile on your face as well, and make your life a little better.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for watching tonight. We appreciate your time and your attention. Please take care of yourself.
Good night.